WTOK-TV, this is News Center 11.
Why investigators in the Twin States need your help to find a woman who's been missing for several months.
Plus why Meridian police believe they have arrested a suspect today involved with multiple armed robberies in the city.
News Center 11 at 6 starts now.
Good evening, I'm Candace Barnett.
And I'm Wade Phillips. We'll get to those top stories in just a moment, but first we begin with a developing story we brought you as breaking news on Live at 5. The jury has now returned a verdict in a case of a murder trial in the death of a Neshoba County man.
Jonathan Harrington has been found guilty of manslaughter in the 2014 shooting death of Billy Bishop. His trial started yesterday, and the jury deliberated several hours this afternoon before reaching the verdict just before 5:30. Philadelphia Bureau reporter Lindsay Jennings joins us live with the latest.
She is at the Neshoba County Courthouse with more on this verdict. Lindsay?
The verdict is in. Jonathan Earl Harrington was found guilty of manslaughter in the death of Billy Bishop. Harrington said he shot Bishop out of self-defense. Harrington said a fight started after Harrington wouldn't take a phone call Bishop was trying to give him. Bishop was hitting Harrington in the face, then stumbled. When Bishop stumbled, he went to reach for his gun in his waistband. That's when Harrington reached under his pillow to grab his gun and shoot Bishop. Harrington waited to call the police for hours. Prosecution says evidence may have been tampered with, including the gun Harrington said Bishop had. Now, Harrington's sentence is expected to be in front of the court next week. Lindsay Jennings, News Center 11. Wade, Candace, back to you.
All right, thanks a lot, Lindsay, reporting live tonight in Philadelphia.
Harrington could face up to 20 years in prison on that manslaughter conviction. Now, Meridian police say a suspect they arrested this morning in an armed robbery at a local pharmacy is now being charged with multiple other robberies.
Today's robbery happened just after 11 o'clock at the Old Town Family Pharmacy at the corner of 20th Street and 24th Avenue. Suspect ran away from the scene. Police were able to take him into custody just a couple of blocks away.
Meridian Police Chief Benny Dubose says a 20-year-old black man will be charged with 7 different armed robberies here in the city. Dubose says he's being charged with a robbery of the Cefco on Highway 39 and a person there. He's also being charged with 1 robbery at the Cefco on 24th Avenue and 14th Street. 2 others happened at the Cefco on 16th Avenue, and the other 2 involved today's robbery at the pharmacy and an individual there. Police say the suspect is connected to all of those.
Misha Ramsey has reaction in our top story tonight from a witness who helped police locate the suspect in today's robbery.
A driver noticed something was going on while stopped at a traffic light on 20th Street and 24th Avenue at Old Town Pharmacy and quickly reacted.
I saw him and I saw the person that was trying to rob the store and the pharmacies fighting at the stores. As soon as I seen the black mask, I called 911. I purposely stayed at the light, holding up traffic until he came out. When he came out, I was telling the 911 operator exactly what he had on, what he had in his hand. Then he fired 2 shots running out.
Shortly after, police were on scene but left when the suspect was spotted. Police were seen rushing down 20th Street. They quickly caught up with the man a block away at 23rd Avenue and 22nd Street. Police arrested the man and took him in for questioning. There were signs something took place at the front entrance. Items from inside the store were spread about.
Oh, that scared me because I didn't know if he was going to shoot the pharmacist. And I didn't want to be a witness to that, but I was trying to make sure I got a good description of the person that did it, because it's senseless for someone to try to rob somebody when they got a lot of jobs out here and they can go get one.
Since the armed robbery, the store has remained closed. There are signs to redirect customers saying due to the armed robbery, they will remain closed and they'll reopen on Saturday at 8 a.m.
That's why I don't go anywhere. I stay at home. Only reason I was out today because I had to go pay some bills. Other than that, I wouldn't have been out.
In Meridian, Amisha Ramsey, News Center 11.
Now, the suspect's name has not yet been released. If you have any information that can help police, you can call Crime Stoppers at 855-485-TIPS. Candace?
A man has pleaded guilty to 2 counts of second-degree murder in Neshoba County Circuit Court. Billy Gerald McLean of Crystal Springs pleaded guilty to the March 2015 murders of Gilbert Woodis and his son Brandon Lee Woodis of Union. Judge Vernon Cotton sentenced McLean to 40 years in prison for each count. Those sentences will run concurrently, so he'll spend 40 total years in prison.
Now, News Center 11 weather with Chief Meteorologist Brian Hutton Jr.
And a finally average July day for us across the area as temperatures warmed into the lower 90s, where we should be for this time of year. And rain chances will be dropping as we continue into the weekend as high pressure returns. Humidity, though, stays in place with lows in the 70s. Those will actually increase as we head into next week as our temperatures make a run back towards 100 as we head into the end of next week. This evening, temperatures mostly in the 80s down to the middle 70s by 10 o'clock with those partly cloudy skies, and will stay average for one more day. Complete details are in your 7-day forecast in just a few minutes. Candace?
All right, thanks, Brian. One of the suspects wanted in a beating caught on video here in Meridian turned himself in and has subsequently been released. Colby Sheffield was wanted for felony aggravated assault in the beating of a 16-year-old that was caught on video. Police have said the case was also being looked at by the FBI due to racial slurs that were used in that video. Sheffield says he wants everyone to know he is not a racist and he did not take part in that beating.
People were threatening me. I done lost my job because of it, my place to live because of it, and I just had to get a couple things together before I went because I wasn't sure if the proof that I had that I was innocent was going to be enough or not.
Police say Sheffield was questioned and released. They're still searching for Kyle Green and Cody Green as suspects in the beating.
Now to what Mississippi Power is calling a major milestone at the Kemper County coal plant site. The company announced today it started producing syngas using lignite at the plant. They call it the most significant milestone yet. Syngas is created when the coal in Kemper County is heated and turned into gas. It powers the turbine, creating electricity. The price tag of that plant is now up to nearly $7 billion. Well, it's been almost a year and the search continues for a missing woman from West Alabama who was last seen in East Mississippi.
Rebecca Polk has been missing since September 7th of last year. Since that time, ground searches have taken place in the southeastern part of Lauderdale County. However, they've been unsuccessful. Andrea Williams has the latest on the search.
This sign sits at the front of the Demopolis, Alabama Police Department. It is a plea for help in locating 26-year-old Rebecca Henderson Polk. Her family last saw her on September 7th of last year. After that, she was seen at 2 Meridian businesses with this man, John Poiso. Investigators say he was on surveillance video with Rebecca. However, they have found no evidence that ties him to her disappearance. In fact, he has since been sent back to prison for probation violation. In the weeks following Rebecca's disappearance, family, friends, and other concerned residents searched in a wooded area in the Wynot community in the southeastern part of Lauderdale County, where Rebecca's car, cell phone, and a piece of her clothing were found.
And we'll still ask for information to help this family bring closure to them or find their daughter.
Demopolis Police Chief Tommy Reese says the fact that investigators in 2 different states have been working this case has presented some challenges.
It's very difficult because we're over here getting information or not getting information, and vice versa is not being shared across the line. I'm not saying that it's not just happening, but we can't work a case in Mississippi and they can't work a case in Alabama.
The last time News Central 11 spoke with Rebecca's mom, she was making a plea to the public for help in locating her daughter.
Please, let us know something. I would help you find your child.
Andrea Williams, News Center 11.
A $5,000 reward is being offered in the case. Anyone with information on where Rebecca Polk can be found is asked to call either the Demopolis Police Department or Crime Stoppers. How Mississippi State Meridian is forming a new partnership with other schools in the area. That story coming up on News Center 11 at 6.
But next, new pain treatment in Meridian, speeding up the recovery process and making things easier for people dealing with pain.
Temperatures start warming as we head through the weekend. Your forecast is after the break.
You're watching News Center 11 at 6 with Wade Phillips and Candace Barnett.
How regenerative medicine works and why it may be able to get you rid of that nagging pain.
Yeah, say that a few times
Something
fast.
like that, yes. For those with joint pains from injuries or arthritis, it can seem like there is no solution.
But doctors here in Meridian are recommending a new kind of treatment. They say the secret might just be in your own blood. If you're dealing with pain from injuries, doctors say your own body might provide the best medicine.
What we hope to do is unlock the healing capabilities of the human body to heal injuries such as ligamental injuries or knee injuries or arthritis.
It's called regenerative medicine. Doctors harvest your own blood platelets, which have healing proteins. Those healing proteins, called growth factors, attract stem cells that can repair the damaged area.
What we do is harvest these cells from the bone marrow and spin them down, separate them in this specialized centrifuge, and re-inject it into the joint or ligament.
Dr. Ronnie Purvis was one of those who came to the clinic looking for a solution to his terrible knee pain.
I was just ready to try something different, something new that possibly can give me some relief.
After some other options didn't work out, he tried regenerative medicine with great results.
I would say 99% better. You know, before I had a lot of pain and discomfort, and now I might have a little twinge of pain.
The treatment is quickly becoming popular both with athletes and older patients suffering from arthritis. But Dr. Pearson says it could soon be an option for treating other issues like heart disease or strokes.
What we're seeing now in pain medicine with regenerative medicine is just the tip of the iceberg. It will become, I think, the cutting edge and the new medicine that we'll see in the future.
That procedure is not covered by insurance. Total Pain Care will host a free patient education seminar on August 23rd at 5:30 for patients to learn more about regenerative medicine. You can reserve your spot by calling 601-482-9224 or emailing the address you see on your screen.
You nailed it.
I've had a little bit of practice
Regenerative.
here. Yes.
Regenerative. Regenerative.
Brian?
Regenerative.
Okay.
Well, you've been thinking about it the whole story.
I can also read words.
I have been struggling to say words out loud today. It's one of those days, but you know. What do you have for us?
Regenerative conditions for us.
Oh my goodness.
Feeling more like July.
I don't think that's what our weather's going to be like.
No, but I just wanted to work that in there for you. Outside in Livingston on our office here at Skycam, as we look over the University of West Alabama, seeing partly cloudy skies out there. Not a bad day for us, more what we should finally expect for this time of year. We nailed our normal high and we're just above our normal low for the first time in a while. So what you felt like today is what our temperatures should be like for the middle of July. Enjoy the rest of today and also enjoy tomorrow, as it's going to be changing pretty rapidly for us. Outside, still a lot of 90s, especially in East Mississippi. 92 Queen City and Philadelphia, as well as Louisville. Warm spot is making at 94. 88 currently in Demopolis and Forest, and it's 89 degrees in Butler. Dew points running mostly around 70 degrees, so you factor in the heat and humidity. It still feels like we're close to 100 degrees in the Queen City, right at 100 in Louisville, 102 in Macon, and 91 in Demopolis. So it's still humid, but again, the humidity we should expect for July, not the oppressive humidity we've seen so far this month, and more of what's coming as we head into next week. Southern Pine Electric Power radar scanning the skies for us. We have a clean scan. We did see a couple showers pop up the last hour or so. Those have already fallen apart, as we'll see skies stay partly cloudy through the overnight hours. We'll keep a lot of the clouds around with us. Two things we're watching. One's a stalled front to our north. That will trigger showers and thunderstorms tomorrow and on our Sunday. The other one is the sea breeze to our south. Wasn't active today thanks to showers and storms in that direction, but that will begin refiring as we head through the day tomorrow. A lot of 90s, low 90s across the deep south, a lot of 80s as well, so much more comfortable compared to the heat and humidity we have been seeing. Humidity is still out there, just not as oppressive, and that's really going to be the story this weekend. It will ramp up next week. So again, enjoy this weekend for us. We'll see those partly cloudy skies tonight as you wake up tomorrow morning, heading out and about for your Saturday. Back to 80 degrees by 9 o'clock, heading again to the low 90s with pop-up isolated showers and thunderstorms as we head through your Saturday. Little smaller rain chance for us as we head into the day on Sunday. High pressure will start building back in, and that's going to limit our rain chances. That is also going to start our warming trend as we head through the entirety of next week. So 71 tonight, partly cloudy, and again, that's about where we should be. Normal low is 70, so seasonal for us. Seasonal again tomorrow at 93 with a mix of sun and clouds. Those isolated storms out there as well. Winds southwest at 5 to 10. Pop-up rain chances for Sunday and Monday. Back to the middle 90s. Humidity starts building as lows head back to the middle and upper 70s. Highs follow suit as we head to the middle and upper 90s. In fact, we are looking at potentially seeing the lower 100s as we head into next weekend. Wow. So enjoy tomorrow.
Yeah.
While we have it.
While we have it.
Thanks a lot, Brian.
All right.
Well, a new partnership was formed between MSU Meridian and 2 local community colleges today.
East Mississippi Community College and Meridian Community College signed an agreement that will represent a new comprehensive approach between the institutions. This will allow students to have a course-specific path when it comes to higher education. Officials say it makes it easier for students to transfer between MSU and EMCC or MCC in one of 9 academic programs. A woman who was injured at a Mississippi State football game has now settled a lawsuit with a national sports organization.
But next, why it appears Alabama Governor Robert Bentley has testified in court over a continuing corruption investigation. Stay tuned.
Now news in Alabama. Governor Robert Bentley has testified before a grand jury, according to a person briefed on his appearance. The revelation comes a day before legislators were to meet to push forward with efforts to impeach him over his relationship with a former aide. Bentley appeared Wednesday. A Montgomery Circuit judge granted a request on May 23rd from the Attorney General's office to convene a grand jury to investigate certain matters.
Now the headlines in Mississippi. A former Mississippi State cheerleader has settled her wrongful injury case with ESPN for an undisclosed sum. Michaela Mills was dressed as the MSU mascot Bully during the 2013 Egg Bowl when she was run over by a motorized TV camera cart. The lawsuit alleged the collision caused a compound fracture to her lower left leg. She continues to have pain. She sued both ESPN and Mississippi State in May 2015. All right. Here is Ashley.
On that note,
yes.
We'll have NASCAR news first. 4-time NASCAR champ Jeff Gordon could be coming out of retirement to make an appearance in a Sprint Cup race this season. And the preseason media all SEC teams have been announced with 5 Rebels featured across 3 teams. That story is next.
Now, News Center 11 Sports with Ashley Shamedy.
The Southeastern Conference unveiled the 2016 preseason media days all-SEC team today, which featured 5 Rebels across 3 teams. Senior Chad Kelly was selected as the best returning quarterback in the league, receiving more votes than anyone other than LSU's Leonard Fournette. Seniors Evan Ingram and Tony Connor were named to the 2nd team, while Devon Patterson and Marcus Haynes received 3rd-team accolades. Last year, Kelly broke 14 single-season Ole Miss records and became only the 3rd SEC signal caller to throw for more than 4,000 yards in a season. 3 senior players from Mississippi State have also been named to the All-SEC team by the media. Receiver Fred Ross was named to the 2nd team, while linebacker Richie Brown and defensive end A.J. Jefferson garnered 3rd-team honors. It's the first time in 8 seasons that no MSU player was named to the 1st team. The preseason pick to win the SEC has the most preseason first-team selections. Alabama's first-team selections are Calvin Ridley, O.J. Howard, Cam Robinson, Jonathan Allen, Reuben Foster, Eddie Jackson, and J.K. Scott. The Crimson Tide also landed another 6 players on the 2nd and 3rd all-media teams. Ridley, who had a breakout season as a true freshman, was the 3rd leading vote getter behind Chad Kelly and Leonard Fournette. Bama opens the season against USC in Dallas. Now to your fishing game forecast from the Bain Clinic at Meridian Plastic Surgery. Peak wildlife activity on Saturday is expected in the good range around the hours of 12 a.m. and 12 noon. Second round action at the British Open today from Scotland. Phil Mickelson, who came within 1 shot of breaking a major tournament record score, was back at it again after a birdie on number 4. Check out this tee shot on par 3 8th hole. The lefty pulls the string, and that is almost an ace. Mickelson would get it to 11 under at one point and ended up with a 2-day total of 10 under par, and he's still the leader after today. Taking a look at the leaderboard, Henrik Stenson of Sweden is 1 shot off the pace with Denmark's Soren Jeltsin and American Keegan Bradley tied at 7 under. Zach Johnson is alone in 5th place. Some more notable scores: Sergio Garcia is in the hunt. Dustin Johnson and Rory McIlroy are each 2 under par, and the world's top 2 golfers are struggling. Jason Day and Jordan Spieth are over par. To the track now, where after 2 straight Saturday night races, the NASCAR circuit heads to New Hampshire for a Sunday afternoon affair. Kyle Busch is the defending champ at the 1-mile oval track, where Tony Stewart and Jimmy Johnson lead all current active drivers with 3 wins each at New Hampshire. Qualifying held late this afternoon, and Jimmy Johnson claimed the pole in today's qualifying race. He was followed by Kyle Busch, Martin Truex Jr., Kurt Busch, and Denny Hamlin to round out the top 5. And finally, four-time NASCAR champ Jeff Gordon could come out of retirement next weekend and drive the number 88 Chevrolet if Dale Earnhardt Jr. is not cleared to race. Earnhardt will sit out this weekend due to symptoms of a concussion. Alex Bowman will drive in his place. Now, Hendrick Motorsports says Gordon has agreed to return and drive next week if he's needed at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. 5 of Gordon's 93 career Sprint Cup victories came at the Brickyard. He's currently serving as a NASCAR analyst for Fox Sports. I'm sure a lot of people will come out to that race if he comes back and races.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Ashley. Well, local golf tournaments raise lots of money for a good cause.
Next, how much money it's raised and how it's going to help a local charity.
One final check of your forecast is after the break.
Now to some breaking news. Meridian police have released the name of the suspect accused of multiple armed robberies here in the Queen City. Sergeant Darrell Thompson says John Tavius Neal is being charged in connection with a total of 7 different armed robberies here in the city. He was taken into custody this morning after he was accused of robbing the Old Town Pharmacy on Old 20th Street here in Meridian. His bond has been set at $500,000 on each charge for a total of $3.5 million. We'll bring you more information tonight on News Center 11 at 10.
And finally this evening, a recent golf tournament is paying off in a major way for a local charity. Today, the group that put on the Mayor's Cup golf tournament in Meridian presented the Care Lodge Domestic Violence Shelter with a check for $5,000. The tournament was held last month at Lakeview Golf Course, and all the proceeds went to the shelter. All right, Brian is here now with a final look at our forecast, and enjoy today and tomorrow, huh?
Yes, and even part of Sunday won't be too bad. Next week, though, is a little brutal. 93 tomorrow, just some isolated storms, pop-up rain chances Sunday through Wednesday as highs warm through the middle 90s, upper 90s Wednesday, Thursday, Friday with heat indices over 105, and those 99s may become triple digits by this point next week.
If that's a little brutal, what does it take to get to a lot?
Football season.
Yeah, there you go.
Having to be outside. That's all the time we have. Thank you.
Join us right here at 10 o'clock.